Hello everybody, welcome back for another awesome week in Magic the Gathering world. Today, we're going to be playing uh, a deck that I've made and I've play tested just a little. We're kind of going to go over that a little bit. So it is Mono Green Wolves. So we'll kind of go over a little bit of the deck list here, kind of what we have, what we're looking at. But the main idea here, change it up. We're using things for ramp, primarily. So our main stuff we're looking at here is stuff like Ranger Pup. So again, your combat stuff, you control another wolf, you get a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, you gain life equal to its power. We don't really care about the last part. We do care about the fact that it's wolves, though. I'll explain why in a second. But mainly this deck is, we do have some ramp, things like Tangled Florahedron, or in case we end up getting no mana, we can use it as a tap land. Werewolf Pack Leader for drawing cards and making it a 5/3. Search for Greatness, so we can play cards from the top of our library if needed. We can also do the same thing with other cards in our deck as well. I can't remember the name of the other card actually that I put in here. Oh, here's what I do. There's things for actual draw, not draw, but actual mana is like Circle of Dreams Druid. For every creature you control, tap it and add that much mana. Very good card, and I enjoy it. Cemetery Prowler for graveyard hate, but also we can exile a card from the graveyard and make some of our stuff cost one less if it's an instant or sorcery. I thought about running Maskwood Nexus, but I don't actually know 100% off the top of my head if that would work with the opponent. Probably not. Things like Wolf Strike, or if it's Night, you get additional 2/0. If not, you still deal damage to your creature, to your opponent's creatures. So pretty good stuff like Primal Adversary, pretty good 3-drop. Pay 2 green and colorless number of times, put that many 1/1 counters on it, and you make that many lands at 3/3 wolves. So another win con that we can go with here. Stuff like Howlpack Piper, which is very similar to a card called Elvish Piper. In case you guys are not aware, very similar. Basically, just makes it so when you tap it, you can pay 2, and normally it's 3 colorless and a green, so 4 mana total. You would tap it, put a card on the field, except it's the same thing, but it's with werewolves and it's only 2. The Nightbound effect is pretty spicy. Enters creature enters battlefield or transforms. Look at the top 6 cards of your library, may reveal a creature card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Some spice, nothing crazy. It's pretty good flip effects. Avabruck Caretaker to make our creatures hexproof when it turns to Nightbound, but getting the additional 1/1 counters is also some spice. So in general, I would say it's a pretty good deck, overall. We also run things like Howling Moon, just so that since we are running wolves or werewolves, we get 2/2 plus 2/2 till the end of turn on target creature, and our opponents get punished for casting 2 spells on a single turn. Then obviously some ramp, things like Field Trip, Learn, mainly for the discard and draw. We don't really care about the sideboard too much. You could probably throw something in there if you really wanted to. I personally don't. Then also we have some more things for tap lands and making our creatures fight other creatures. Pretty solid overall. And then of course we do have Dormant Grove, which is a new card for Midnight Hunt, just to give our creatures vigilance and to have a 3/6 creature. So all things that we kind of want. And then obviously Ranger class, 2/2 wolf. It's pretty good turn 2 draw, honestly. You could probably run more than that if you wanted to. But yeah, I think that's enough of stuff with the deck list. Let's just go ahead and get into the actual games and see it. We're going to do a best of 3. We'll just see how far we can get. And then from that point, that'll pretty much be it there. So, go ahead and turn the light a little bit so let me in there. So our opening hand here, I actually normally would not keep. You don't really have anything until turn 3. And even then, it depends on what our opponent is playing. We do have a Dormant Grove. So I'll keep it in case we draw into anything, so that way we can be mana heavy and up front and ready to go. I will say this deck does get hard countered by anything black, just because of removal, which is why we do have the hexproof in there. It will take care of any of our early 1/1s. White we can kind of deal with, but again, this is very much a tribal deck. So it's all about just getting lucky and getting out there. Looks like they just foretell, they counterspell. So they're going to wait for us to play whatever we're going to play. So I need to bait them with something, whether it be a wolf or anything like that. So they're playing blue-white control. I'm going to assume it's spirits. Spirits are pretty good in this format, right? Probably foretold another counter spell. We'll go ahead and do this just to shuffle our library. And we're actually gonna decline that. Our opponent is being very reactive to whatever we're going to do, it seems like. We're probably setting up with 2 counter spells right now. But we just need to let them tap out so we can then play something. That's the goal here. Okay, so we played a 3/6 kitty cat. Alright, never mind. That wasn't what I thought it was. So we're actually just going to go ahead and I don't want him to kill my lands. I think for now we'll just play the Tireless Hauler and then pass. Primal Adversary is pretty good. I probably should have played him, but I'm just thinking of if my opponent has a bounce spell or if they have anything like that. I probably should have used Tireless Hauler as a, a bait card, which hopefully I did. Hopefully they just bounce my card back to my hand with when the Innistrad Midnight Hunt cards with a cleave or something. There's an additional white source they needed for something, I'm assuming. That's nice. That's the other card they foretold. Cool. Still have 2 mana open. I'm probably gonna kill that with Wolf Strike on my upkeep. Okay, our cards would just bounce off each other, but sure, unless you have something in hand. Probably does. It's safe to assume he does, but I'll just block it anyway. Opponent's thinking. Okay. And nothing happened. Alright. So we'll go ahead and use Wolf Strike, targeting the Charger. Does the opponent let it resolve? We're getting very mana flooded right now too. This normally doesn't happen with this. It's very interesting that it is though. Our opponent is really thinking about what they want to do. Must be the first time playing this deck, I'm guessing. Okay, so the spell fizzles. That's fine. I will just go ahead and play another spell. Puts fire to draw a card. Nice. Alright, Saga Evolving Wilds. Searching probably for a white source, I'm assuming. Down 1. Okay. E6, going down to 14. Draw. Yeah, we'll play him. Do that. Play Dormant Grove. Put a 1/1 counter. The will is probably double block. But that would get rid... Actually, I wouldn't even do anything. Me attacking would literally not help me here. Let's pass back. Regardless, though, he is going to hit me for 5 in the air this turn. There's not a whole lot I can do. Also, cards with flying are really not good against wolves either. Probably could have taken a different hand here. Probably would have been a lot better off. I mean, this is a very obvious choice. What I'm going to do here, block. Probably has a pump spell to make his 3/6 stronger. There's a lot of open mana for having 2 cards in the hand playing blue-whites. Makes me wonder what he's going to do. My head says a bounce spell. He hasn't foretold anything. Okay, down to 9. Really slow start for the Wolves. This is not how I expected this to play. Play tested a couple times and it's played fine. Probably really unlucky and just how it goes. You know, the Magic Gods have decided that my draws will not be great. Not nothing but mana. Most part. Honestly, a Ranger class would not help us right now either. Oh, well, you know. I'm guessing I'm just gonna go ahead and play Circle of Dreams Druid just to see if it gets countered. Okay, it doesn't get countered. Tireless Hauler does not get countered. Opponent is thinking. There's like you're playing a game of Jeopardy sometimes. Do 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 do. Not gonna sing verse this time. Okay. He's looking at it. Alright, put a 1/1 counter. And we're gonna have a 6. Oh, there we go. We got a 6/5. And we'll swing. Mine's being very slow. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. That's what he wanted. Sweet, you got it. I think they got us. Pretty sure they got us. Because they're gonna hit us for 9, and I have to block God's Hall Guardian, so. I don't know why they wouldn't just attack. They would get rid of another creature on my board. I could just tap out Circle of Dreams Druid and play whatever I wanted for free. So whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do this. Wow. Go to 4. I don't have anything in my deck that can counter this. I actually just lose. We'll see what I draw, but I lose. And that's a good game. That was a good try. Didn't really get what I wanted out of that first game, unfortunately. So we'll just roll it back and try it again. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's just how it goes. Mono green. Couldn't really do anything against this. Try again. Alright, game 2. I'm trying to keep these videos about at around 25 minutes, but we'll see what happens based upon the games. Alright, this opening hand, and not gonna lie, is actually really horrible. We're gonna mulligan. Okay, this is exactly something that we would look for, but we have to get rid of something. I'm going to go ahead and say the Tangled Florahedron, just because we already have a turn to play. We'll keep it like that. Circle Dreams Druid, we definitely want to keep. We'll see what our opponent is playing. I'm going to assume... Actually, I don't even know. I don't know why I'm even trying to assume. I don't even know what the heck they're playing yet. I'm like over here trying to make like assumptions about what their deck is without even actually saying it. Alright, playing a Lane. Play a Ranger. Make a 2/2 Wolf. Pass the turn. A Black. Okay, you got it. We're at the Bloodseeker. Alright. Play a Pup. 1/1 counter. Blood token. Transform. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's gross. Can't do anything about that. Gonna pass back. Opponent's turn. Plays a plane. Yep. Okay. You got it. Eat 3. Go to 17. Play it like that. Go ahead. On for 2. Play a Tangled Florahedron. Swing. 6. Alright. Great blood token. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. We're getting some spice. Tap for 1. 2, 3. Oh. Alright, cool. I mean, we were actually going to win that game. Like, if I'm being honest, we were going to win that game. We had the perfect draw out. We had Howling Moon, Ranger class with Circle of Dreams Druid. We could play anything in our hand for basically for free. So we'll play one more game. We're 1-1 right now. That is like the perfect hand that you want for that. You want to be able, by turn 3 or 4, you want to be able to tap for 3 additional mana to play any of your stronger wolves. That way, even if your opponent has removal, we're going to target the bigger wolf anyway. So this opening hand here, really not a whole lot to work with. We could probably target whatever they have with Wolf Strike, but we're going to mold. Okay, this hand I honestly am going to keep, but I'm going to put Circle of Dreams Druid on the bottom. I probably shouldn't keep this. This isn't really the perfect opening hand that I want, but we'll work with it. I'm hoping we draw into a turn 2 play. Nope, but that is a Howling Moon. We will keep that. They do have a turn 3 Oakshade Stalker, so... Alright, Richard, you got it. Go ahead. Play the Stalker. We'll play Field Trip next turn and see what we get. Maybe. Depends on what we draw. Because Circle of Dreams Druid isn't going to benefit us right now. So we're playing against green-black. Like, okay. Howling Moon. Then... no attacks. The other reason, too, I'm playing Howling Moon is because our opponent is going to have some additional spells to probably play. So if they play 2 spells, we'll be fine here, because we'll get a 2/2 Wolf. I want that. They don't know I have Circle of Dreams Druid in my hand. You got it. Tossi's going to attack, and we'll just block. We have to attack. Got it. We need this. We need 1/1 counters right now. And bingo, we got our 6/6. Something pretty good. He really wants to eat that. He can't afford to lose it, huh? Down to 14. Pretty nasty. Even loathing's pretty good. I mean, we're probably just gonna do it like this. And all right, we win. As I'm saying, if the deck has enough cards in it, it will play the way you need it to play, especially like that. Okay. So we're go ahead and go back to the wrap up here. So a couple things. This deck is not 100% perfect by any means. Okay. You could absolutely add some Warden cards into the sideboard if you really wanted to. On top of that, we could definitely splash in some red for some other recursion. And we for sure could add more things like Maskwood Nexus, make all of our cards wolves, and do things like that. That's absolutely 100% an option. I think the only problem with this deck is it does need some more removal. But no, outside of that, I think it's an overall pretty solid deck, pretty good for tribal, and if you're trying to play standard, you can't really go wrong with Greed. It's going to be honest. But hey, that's Magic for you. Hey guys, thank you for watching. There will be another video next week. It will also be green, but we'll definitely see what it is. Also, don't worry about this deck here. We're not probably going to be covering this too much. We've already done enough blue-white, I think, on the channel anyway. But regardless, thank you all for joining me, and I will catch you all later. Peace.